chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
Right now, number one, this is his generation, his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has finally opened up about his plans for 2026. He confirmed that his first appearance will come this year in his much-hyped exhibition match against Mike Tyson. But what really caught attention was his next move. Mayweather revealed that after Tyson, he is preparing for a possible professional fight with Terence Crawford. He explained that discussions are already underway for a sanctioned bout and stressed that both he and his team are working hard to make his official return to boxing a reality.
Everything is going great. You know, I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2026.
Whenever boxing fans bring up dream fights, Floyd Mayweather's name is always front and center. Even in retirement, his shadow still looms over the sport, and debates about how he'd fare against today's champions never seem to stop. Recently, trainer Robert Garcia weighed in with a dose of realism about the idea of Mayweather facing Terence Crawford. Garcia pointed out that while Mayweather's career was unmatched in success, he never achieved what Crawford and Manny Pacquiao did, becoming undisputed champions. Still, Garcia admitted that his respect for Mayweather's skill and presence makes him lean toward picking Floyd if that fantasy fight ever took place.
He doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 division, so we have to, we could argue there because Pacquiao was, fuck, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia didn't hold back when comparing Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He noted that Crawford has accomplished something Floyd never did, becoming undisputed by unifying every belt in a division. Manny Pacquiao also reached undisputed recognition while collecting titles across multiple weight classes. Garcia explained that this is where Mayweather's record feels incomplete. Floyd went undefeated, dominated top opponents, and secured legendary wins, but he never claimed undisputed status. For Garcia, this doesn't take away from Mayweather's greatness, but it does show why Crawford deserves to be considered one of the most complete fighters of his era. Still, Garcia said his pick in a fantasy matchup would be Mayweather. From his perspective, Floyd's defense, timing, and ring intelligence were on a level that no one, not even Crawford, could fully solve.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. You know, fucking that's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. You know, all these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Adado pointed out that Floyd Mayweather's legacy has 2 distinct sides, both legendary in their own way. First, there was Pretty Boy Floyd, the young, fearless fighter who overwhelmed opponents with speed, aggression, and sharp combinations. Then came Money Mayweather, the defensive master and pay-per-view superstar who turned boxing into a business empire. According to Allow, Floyd was a genius, not just in the ring, but also in shaping his image. As Pretty Boy, he won fans by taking risks and scoring knockouts. As Money Mayweather, he used strategy, mind games, and flawless defense to dominate while drawing massive global attention. Together, these 2 eras made Mayweather more than just a fighter. He became an architect of boxing's modern business model, leaving a legacy few can match.
Sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, And Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking, I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then, and I get it. I get it, right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was, look, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Zab Judah, who once shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather, didn't hesitate when asked about today's top fighter. He crowned Terence Crawford as the king of this generation. Judah explained that every era has its star, and right now, Crawford carries that torch. He even reminded fans that Canelo Alvarez himself once said Crawford might be better than Floyd, a statement Judah believes should be taken seriously. In his view, Crawford has already proven he can dominate elite opponents across multiple weight classes, and his all-around style makes him nearly impossible to figure out. Judah made it clear he respects Floyd's legacy, but stressed that this era belongs to Crawford. For him, comparing fighters from different generations is natural, but it's just as important to recognize Crawford as the #1 fighter of today.
Number one, this is his generation, this is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know. If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know.
Too early? You'd like to see a rematch?
Rematch will always sound good. But in a rematch, it'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think
so.
Breadman Edwards offered a different perspective on the ongoing debate about Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He shut down the idea of a matchup between the two, calling it unnecessary and forced. In his view, Crawford deserves to enjoy his success right now without being constantly compared to past legends. Edwards suggested that if Floyd really wants a crossover spectacle, a fight with Roy Jones Jr. would make more sense because of the star power and fan curiosity. As for Crawford, Edwards stressed that he's in his prime and should be celebrated for what he's accomplishing today. That he argued that dragging Crawford into fantasy debates with Floyd only takes away from the true significance of his achievements. For Edwards, boxing should stop chasing impossible dream fights and instead allow Crawford to stand as the symbol of greatness in his own era.
Never gonna get this fight, unfortunately. Just two different generations, and I'm not necessarily asking you who would win. But if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man? I don't know. Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing and make up something just to. I got my opinion on how the fights would go, and but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter, and I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy, they two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live.